With the right-hander from the Dalles on the mound, opponents were bound to struggle. A running fastball in tight on the hands and a slider low and away, hitters could take a right turn at first base and head back to the dugout as Bill allowed opposing hitters to bat a paltry .205 for his Portland career, which is 6th best all time. The Pilots' most inspirational player in 1983 and '84, Bill was indispensable. He consistently took his place in the starting rotation and finished what he started, ranking in the top 10 in career complete games with 13. He also worked long relief, such as the 5 innings of no-hit ball he tossed as a junior in a win over Washington State. And Coach Joe Etzel could count on him to close games as well, as Bill, who ranks 4th all-time with 10 career saves, picked up a stop with 2 1/3 innings of relief in a win over Oregon State during the '84 season. And that year, he recorded the Pilots' second-best single-season earned run average at 1.39, which was also second best in the NCAA. The Pilots' career record holder for lowest earned run average at 2.02, Bill also ranks in the top 10 for saves in a single season with 6. An All-Pac-10 North second-team selection and the Portland Male Athlete of the Year, he was a 10th round selection in the Major League Baseball draft of Baltimore in 1984. He pitched 3 seasons in their farm system, receiving the Orioles Unsung Hero Award in 1985 as their minor league pitcher of the year. Bill later joined the Cleveland Indians organization, where from 1988 to 1995, he was the vice president/general manager of the Class AAA Charlotte Knights and was the 1991 Southern League Executive of the Year. Bill and his wife, Irene, a 2001 inductee for tennis, are the first Pilot husband-wife tandem in the Portland Athletic Hall of Fame.
Well, first off, congratulations. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I think we saw you not too long ago, actually, in your second life, in your career here at the University of Portland.
Absolutely.
Still tied to the university in some ways.
Yeah, I started a company 12 years ago that allows me to go to a lot of sporting events across the country. What a con job that was, starting a business. You get that kind of fun work. This is the first Saturday in 12 years I haven't been to a college football game somewhere in the country. But it's important to be here.
So you ended up at UP, had quite the career pitching. What drove you to UP, and how did you end up here on the Bluff?
Well, I grew up in the Dalles. I went to a very small high school that we had 79 people in our graduating class. And there wasn't a lot of exposure. And Seattle University offered me my first scholarship, and like a 17, 18-year-old kid, I didn't think anyone else was going to offer me a scholarship. So I took it, went to Seattle U, and I pitched against University of Portland my freshman year. And they hated me so much at University of Portland. The team was all over me when I was pitching against them. And I thought, man, I love those guys over there. So Seattle U dropped some sports. Baseball dropped to NAIA. I wanted to pitch D1. So I decided I was going to transfer, and University of Portland was top of the list just based on my experiences from my first year.
And you had some unbelievable numbers and success, both as a starter and as a reliever. What was your preference?
Pitching. I didn't care. I think Coach would tell you that I just wanted the ball. And wanted to be there at the end, however it happened. If I started, I wanted to finish. If I didn't start, I wanted to finish. It's great when you can leave the mound and shake hands with your teammates.
You had so much success here on the Bluff, on the mound, and then you stayed, as we mentioned, in sports, had the professional path, which led to general manager and everything. What did University of Portland do to kind of prepare you for your life after baseball and after your career was over?
Oh, geez. You know, I think it's when you get as old as I am now, you look back on it. I'm not sure at the time you understand what you're getting out of it because you're just living it every day. And you're going to class and you're working at baseball. The older you get, the more that you appreciate not only the opportunity of meeting people that uniquely have shaped your life, whether that's friends or professors, or baseball coaches like Coach Etzel. So I think every day I draw upon these experiences. My whole life really started here, I think, when I met Irene. And I think every day I count my blessings for the relationship that we've had here. So I do want to thank Coach Etzel. When I came here, I threw overhand. I was kind of a guy that was an average pitcher by most accounts. I competed really hard. But Coach, after my first year here, during a baseball game, I decided I was going to start throwing from down here just once. And Coach recognized that and called me in and said, I think we need to have you drop down. It sets you apart from everyone else that's out there. And it was the best advice I ever got as a pitcher. And I owe it to him that he changed my career arc and where I was heading with the game.
Talking to Richard, just how much the university has changed. What stands out to you about this place when you come back?
Oh, geez. The meals.
It's a little different than the Commons.
Yeah, it's a little different than the Commons. What do we call it? Steak on Fridays? That was a little different steak. No, everything has changed, and you know, I think any time that you go to a college campus, which I have the great fortune of doing every week, you see changes from year to year. There's always construction taking place. But when I left, everything on this side of the baseball field did not exist. There was nothing here. And you come, and it's its own little community now. It's breathtaking. You know, I think when we went here, it was just over 2,000 students. And it just keeps getting bigger and better and more vibrant. It's a beautiful place, and from what I can tell, it's just going to keep going.
So you mentioned your wife, and as was mentioned, she got into the Hall of Fame before you. Is she a better athlete?
Yeah. We're going to go down this path, huh? This is where you've elected to go with this. All right. For years, I've been telling the kids how good I was. And they didn't really believe it. They kind of looked over her and said, she appears to be the athlete. She was a great tennis player and been a great wife. And yeah, it's 2001? 16, 18, 17. See where my education's taken me? It took a while, but I got there.
And then any final acknowledgments, thank yous, or thoughts for the crowd?
Yeah, anyone I played with, please stand up. Jeff Smith. You know, in a team sport, and I think they talk about it all the time, but in a team sport, I threw a baseball and then everyone else ran around and chased and picked it up. And, you know, you don't do anything on the mound by yourself. And, you know, these are people that help me get to here, but not only that, but have been friends for a long time, people that you can always trust. And sometimes you don't talk to people when you go to school with for 20, 25 years. There are people here that I haven't seen for 25 years. And I went up, and it's like yesterday that we saw each other. And that's a special thing about a place like University of Portland. Again, thank you to the Etzels. Jim's here, one of my best friends. Coach Etzel, I owe so much to. And it's fun.
Well, on behalf of the University of Portland, thank you so much, and congratulations for being inducted into the 2018 Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Thanks.